Hey guys, what is going on? It's Fen here again. So today we're going to be talking about the rig because a lot of people actually wanted to see the rig and they were basically wondering when it was going to be out for people to use. And they were asking how much it was going to cost. So I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But let me first just run you through the rig. And before we start, I just want to say one thing. I'm going to keep it brief as well. There's been a lot of videos of people saying other people have been stealing their rigs and copying them and stuff like that. Now, one thing then people fail to realise is a humanoid is still a humanoid. A humanoid has a spine, legs, arms, head, etc. So when you do come to rig a character that is a humanoid, then therefore you aren't copying because it's just physically inaccurate to rig them any other way except for having them have a spine, legs and arms, and etc. So same with the Minecraft characters. No matter which application you use, the rigging process is going to be very, very similar. In my rig, I don't have 4 specific bones, but in other rigs, they do have 4 specific bones. If I just quickly show you what I mean, in this rig, you can see there's no bones connecting the hips to the pelvis, and vice versa for the arms and the legs. Now, because this character will not have any movement in his shoulders because he's made of cubes, there's no need to have them joints in. However, if this was a humanoid character, then of course you would have them in. And that's one of the things people fail to realise is it doesn't matter who created it first. It's the same. It's the only way to realistically make a Minecraft character. You couldn't make it any other way. So I just want people to realise that, especially when you're looking at rigs, because I know a lot of people compare them to the popular Minecraft riggers such as Bootstrap Buckaroo, Anis Widgie, I think Weedline as well. I've heard him a lot, but you kind of get the point. It's not copying. Although, you know, some of the features on here are unique. Some of them are from different rigs. Not well, yeah, it's copied. What other way could you really describe it? It's controls, you know. So, anyways, let's continue. One of the things that people will probably notice first is the arms, and this looks a lot like Anis Widgie's controls, I suppose you could say. And again, this isn't unique. Anis didn't create this because it's basic rigging. And if you don't understand basic rigging, what has actually happened is you're using Espresso to run controls to run user data. So normally with user data, what you'd have an object, let's say this, and then in the user data you would have the ability to move and extend the fingers. However, instead of actually creating user data, you're using Espresso and you are using rig controls to move these objects, such as these objects here all control the actual fingers. So that's like, it's not copying because it is basically how people do it. So yeah, I think it's just a lot better because it saves time on user data and creating all that user data when it's just as easy to grab these from the viewport and deselect the ones that you don't need and then animate them. It's so much easier to do that, in my opinion. So as you can see, you've got arm view, arm controls, you've got the hide, the full fist look, if you like, or make this so you can actually see through it. So I'm going to move that up. You've got the arm controls here, and if you move the arms, you can see that the actual controls move with it as well. Normal foot controls. With the foot, we have the smart pivot, which basically means it's going to rotate specifically to the axis. Instead of me moving it and then grabbing the rotate tool to rotate it around, it just does it for you, which most times out of 10 it is exactly what you want. So yeah, it's pretty just convenient. And we've got our poles, of course, are very important. We've got the pelvis, the chest, and the neck or head control, and so that's pretty basic. So the reason I wanted to keep this character basic is very simple, because with my other rigs, they've been overly complicated, massive amounts of user data, and it just doesn't need to be that complicated. It really doesn't. If you're animating only, you don't want to go through all these menus and sub-menus just to get to the finger controls. You just want to select it and be on with it. And that's why I've added these selection tags here, so I can actually just select all the ones that I want and open them, and it's just so much easier to grab all these. And I can also grab all the controls and use these and move these around any way I want. So it's just basically convenience more than anything else, which I'm really happy about. It's really coming along nicely. And so let me show you the head, because the head is the last thing that I have to make in terms of the rig, and then it's just the final touches, such as adding in the ability to change textures, colours of specific things, so on and so forth. So this is the actual head rig, and you know, I'm taking a lot of time designing the head rig because I'm not sure how I really want it yet. I'll show you the doodle here. The doodle is I don't know. The doodle is really fun to use because it allows me to draw out, at least, you know, roughly sketch what I actually want the eyes to look like and whatnot. So as you can see here, we've got the eyebrows, we have the eyes. The eyes are actually almost done, and we've got the mouth, and the jaw is basically indicating that the bottom half will move down when the jaw opens. At least that's my intent for now. If we look at this actual controller, I'll just whip off the line so you can see this. You know, it looks pretty cool. I wanted to keep the Minecraft eyes very Minecrafty, instead of having these big open wide eyes. So the way this is set up, it doesn't have any user data. I'm trying to get rid of user data because I think it's boring, it's crap to use. So I'm doing this with all controls, and this is how controls are actually done with realistic rigging as well, not relying on user data. And I think I'm pretty much the only one who's done this so far, so maybe that's a unique feature for me and my rigs. But that being said, it doesn't really matter who uses it because it's still a rigging method. So I've got the eyes here, and they're basically limited to a certain range of motion, and this will allow me to control both of the eyes. Now as you can see, they actually do go up into the eyebrows. Obviously when you render out, you don't see that. There's Hero Brian. The reason I've done this is because it's a lot easier to control specific eyes like this, because then I can control both of them and just one at the same time. Also, I've got the original Minecraft eyes like this, and his eyebrows are actually covering a good portion of the eye. So that's actually for when he looks shocked, we can bring his eyebrows right up. Now I was, debating whether to add two eyebrows, eyelids, like I used to, one at the bottom, one at the top. But you know, taking a look at my own blinking in the mirror, I can see that the top eyebrow comes down way more than the bottom eyebrow. So there's no point really moving the bottom eyebrow or even creating one, because it's just more work, more controls, more data. It just doesn't need that much for the character to look good. So I think this is really cool. I like the concept. I can bring these down and whatnot, and you know, you can make this guy blink, and it looks really cool. So overall, you know, I can reset it to the center, which is nice. And again, if I move this around, the eyebrow controllers move around with it. I can reset the PSR, which resets these. I can also reset these PSRs if I want, which will move them to center, which is kind of cool. And yeah, so that's pretty much the controls for the head so far. I'm going to be adding more controls for the eyebrows. Once I finish the eyes, I just need to add scale to the eyes. We've also got the eyebrows to do, as I said, and then we've got the mouth to do, which is probably going to be the biggest one. So I'm not sure how I'm really going to do it yet. I think I might add joints, but I'm not really sure. I probably will have to add joints to control it, unless I could just do it with point morphs. But you know, that's something I need to experiment with. Trying to keep this video pretty short, so that's why I'm trying to rush through it. Now the pricing for the rig. Let me get one thing straight. When you try to sell something on the internet, it doesn't matter what it is. It's going to get pirated. Why? Because that's pretty much how the internet works. Now, what I prefer to do is I want to give the rig out for free once it's done, and then people can use it for free. Now, if they feel that I deserve to be paid for this rig, then they can donate to me, and that's fine. If they don't have the money but still want the rig, then fine, say thank you. That is enough. So, there's no real issue there. I'm glad to give it out for free, but if people do want to show their appreciation in terms of donations, then feel free to donate. I'm not going to say no. And that's pretty much it. It's going to be free. And my channel is all about helping people. So if you do need help and stuff like that, and you don't know certain things about Minecraft rigs, then you can just, ask me about it, and I will help. I always reply to the PMs, I always reply to comments, and I always help people who request it. I'm a pretty nice guy, I would say. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, for this episode. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the preview of the rig. If you've got any suggestions of what to add to the rig, feel free to leave a comment. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, because I'm at 115 right now, which is pretty damn awesome. So thank you to everyone who has subscribed, and to everyone who leaves comments and supports me. It's really, really fantastic. And hopefully this rig will be finished pretty soon. And that's pretty much it. So thank you very much, guys, and I will catch you next time. Peace.